Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brendan Gillen. Bonjour, messieurs, mesdames. Je m'appelle Brendan Gillen. Je vous souhaite, au nom de l'Université McGill, la bienvenue à la collation des grades l'automne 2022 pour l'École de l'éducation permanente, pour la faculté de génie, pour la faculté de médecine dentaire et des sciences de la santé orale, pour la faculté de médecine et des sciences de la santé, et pour la faculté des sciences. Let me welcome you on behalf of McGill University to the 2022 Fall Convocation for the faculty of, get the order right here, the faculty of Dental Medicine and Oral Medicine and Oral Hygiene, the faculty of Engineering, the faculty of Medicine and of Health Sciences, the Faculty of Science, and the School of Continuing Studies. The ceremony will start shortly. Dans quelques instants, je vous soulignerai les étapes principales dans le déroulement de la cérémonie. In a few moments, I'll go over the main steps in the ceremony with you. However, first, let me ask you to join me in giving the Brian San Quintet a very warm round of applause. La cérémonie commencera avec l'entrée du cortège d'honneur et terminera avec sa sortie. À son entrée, je vous demanderai de vous lever. The ceremony will begin with the entrance of the platform party and end with its departure. Just before it enters, I'll ask you all to stand. Une fois le cortège d'honneur est installé sur la scène, le professeur Matthew Trevino chantera l'hymne de l'université. Once the members of the platform party have taken their places on stage, Professor Matthew Trevino will sing the university hymn. Le chancelier émérite Michael Meehan, aussi bien que le prévôt intérimaire Angela Campbell, vous adresseront chacun un bref discours. Je note que Angela Campbell a gracieusement accepté de remplacer le principal intérimaire Christopher Manfredi, qui a testé positif hier pour le COVID. Après l'attribution des prix, un doctorat honoris causa sera remis à M. Alan Emtage, qui prendra l'allocution. The Chancellor Emeritus Michael Meehan, as well as the interim Provost Angela Campbell, will each say a few words. I note that Angela Campbell has graciously accepted to stand in for the interim principal, Christopher Manfredi, who unfortunately tested positive for COVID yesterday. After the awarding of the prizes, an honorary doctorate will be conferred on Mr. Alan Emtage, who will then deliver the convocation address. Pour la remise des diplômes, nous procéderons rangée par rangée. For the conferral of the degrees, we'll proceed row by row. Le moment venu, votre rangée se lèvera et fera la queue le long du mur, ici à ma droite. When the time comes, your row will stand and line up along the right side of the auditorium. Avant de monter sur la scène, vous devez séparer votre ticket en deux. Vous remettrez une partie à la personne à côté du lutrin à ma droite et l'autre partie à la personne qui vous donnera votre diplôme. Elle est située en bas des escaliers sur ma gauche. Before coming on stage, you should ensure that your line card has been separated in two. You'll give one part to the person at the lectern to my right and the other part to the person who will give you your diploma. That person is situated at the bottom of the stairs here on the left. I just lost my place. There we go. Après la remise des diplômes, la secrétaire générale Edith Rogowska prononcera quelques mots de clôture et le professeur Matthew Trevino chantera l'hymne national. So after the diplomas have been conferred, the Secretary General Edith Rogowska will make a few closing remarks and Professor Matthew Trevino will sing the national anthem. Une fois le cortège d'honneur est sorti, les diplômés partiront rangée par rangée en commençant par l'avant et en passant vers l'arrière. Vous devez rester où vous êtes jusqu'à ce qu'un placeur indique que c'est le moment pour la sortie de votre rangée. Once the platform party is left, we will proceed with the diploma recipients to leave. We'll do so row by row, starting with the front and proceeding towards the back. Please remain where you are until an usher has indicated it's time for your row to leave. Finalement, j'ai quelques rappels amicaux. A few friendly reminders. Please put your cell phone on vibration mode. Mettez vos téléphones cellulaires en mode vibration. Deuxièmement, la simple politesse exige que vous restiez en place jusqu'à ce que la cérémonie se termine. Simple courtesy requires that you remain where you are until the ceremony is over with. Maintenant, j'ai le plaisir de demander au doyen des étudiants Robin Beach de vous informer des mesures de sécurité mises en place dans l'éventualité très peu probable d'une urgence. It's now my pleasure to ask the Dean of Students, Robin Beach, to inform you of the security procedures put in place in the very unlikely event that there's an emergency. Robin.
Thank you. Welcome to McGill's fall convocation ceremony. We're so pleased to have you join us here today. My name is Robin Beach, Dean of Students, and I have the privilege to tell you about our emergency evacuation procedures in the unlikely event that a situation arises. Bienvenue à la cérémonie de collation des grades d'automne de l'Université de McGill. L'Université a mis en point un plan pour faire face à une improbable situation d'urgence. Je souhaite maintenant vous parler du plan d'évacuation. If an evacuation is required, the registrar will announce this to you. You will then be required to leave the venue immediately. The Place des Arts security and ushers will guide you to the evacuation. Please follow their instructions. Once the emergency is over, announcements will be made at the evacuation sites to inform you of what to do next. If at any time you or a member of your party requires medical assistance, please speak to an usher. Si une évacuation des lieux devenait nécessaire, le registrar en ferait l'annonce. Vous devrez alors quitter la salle sans tarder. Les agents de sécurité et placiers de Place des Arts vont guider l'évacuation. Une fois la situation d'urgence passée, des annonces seront faites pour vous indiquer la suite. En tout temps, si vous ou un membre de votre groupe requérez une assistance médicale, indiquez-le à un placier. Je vous remercie de votre attention. Passez une bonne journée, une journée formidable, et félicitations aux diplômés. Thank you for your attention. Have a wonderful day, and congratulations to our graduates.
As an alumnus, I'm proud to celebrate your McGill journey, and I echo the sentiments of everyone who ever graduated from our university with just 3 words. You made it!
As a graduate, you're part of something unique, the McGill Alumni Association.
Profiterez donc des avantages auxquels ont droit tous les diplômés et serez ainsi prêts à écrire un nouveau chapitre de votre vie.
Your Alumni Association is an amazing community of more than 275,000 alumni
in over 180 countries.
The global network that we share opens up a world of possibilities and connections.
L'association des diplômés de McGill propose également des activités stimulantes et vous guidera avec des activités enrichissantes de mentorat et de réseautage.
Whether you're near campus or halfway around the world, you can easily stay connected through the MAA. Just follow us on social media and share your news.
We are here to celebrate you, cheer you on, and help you reach your next milestones.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Bienvenue parmi nous.
Welcome.
Bienvenue parmi nous.
And congratulations on being part of McGill's bicentennial graduating class.
Please stand. Levez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
remain if God will. Queen of the colleges, dear old McGill.
Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir. Good morning, graduating students, families, and friends. As Chancellor Emeritus and on behalf of McGill University, I welcome you today to Place des Arts to celebrate the class of 2022 and students graduating from the School of Continuing Studies, faculties of Dental Medicine and Oral Health Sciences, Engineering, Medicine and Health Sciences, and Science. Bonjour à tous les diplômés, proches et amis. À titre de chancelier émérite et au nom de l'Université McGill, je vous souhaite la bienvenue à la Place des Arts afin de célébrer la cérémonie de collation des grades automne 2022 et de souligner les réalisations des diplômés de l'École d'éducation permanente et des facultés de médecine dentaire et des sciences, de la santé orale, génie, médecine et sciences de la santé et sciences. Bonjour tout le monde, rebonjour. Welcome, all of you. A warm welcome to parents, friends, and partners of today's guests, our guests of honor, our graduates. And indeed, I particularly welcome you, our graduates, who are about to become McGill's most recent alumni. En cette journée mémorable, c'est un immense honneur pour moi d'être ici et de vivre avec vous cette étape importante de votre vie. I have a keen appreciation of the importance of this day and the memories that you will keep with you of this moment in your life. Now, once upon a time when dinosaurs roamed the land, I was sitting in the audience as part of a graduating class at McGill. And I took much the same journey as you did to arrive at this day. Although in my case, I remember calling my friends with a rotary phone, writing essays on a typewriter, and taking my graduation pictures with a film camera. And some considerable time later, I returned on 2 occasions as the parent of McGill graduates. And like all parents here today, I was beaming with pride. And now, as Chancellor Emeritus, I have the privilege of attending convocation ceremonies each year, so you could say that I've seen graduation from almost every angle. Et maintenant, à titre de chancelier émérite, j'ai le privilège d'assister aux cérémonies de collation des grades chaque année. Et nous pouvons donc affirmer sans crainte de nous tromper, que ces cérémonies n'ont plus de secret pour moi. But whether as a graduate or a parent or as Chancellor Emeritus, the occasion remains for me a richly deserved celebration of hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and yes, achievement. So bravo and well done, each and every one of you. Today you can appropriately reflect on the curiosity, intellect, and energy that got you to McGill in the first place. and that has made you successful while you've been here. Along the way, you've been exposed to superb teachers and researchers, and you've had a chance to engage in critical thinking with others and to reflect on your views about our world and your place in it. This, I hope you will agree, was a wonderful opportunity, made more special because it happened here at McGill. As alumni, it'll soon become obvious to you that McGill enjoys a unique reputation. And in this increasingly competitive and international world that you are about to step into, McGill garners remarkable respect, admiration, especially internationally. En tant qu'ancien étudiant et diplômé, il vous deviendra bientôt évident que McGill jouit d'une réputation unique. Dans ce monde de plus en plus concurrentiel et international, dans lequel vous êtes sur le point d'entrer, McGill suscite un respect et une admiration remarquables, particulièrement à l'international. But regardless of what and where your next step is, I hope that you will look on your years here at McGill as being happy, productive, and rewarding. Of one thing I am confident, and that is that few investments you will make will provide as much of a return, both in financial and personal satisfaction. When you do think about McGill, I'd ask you to remember that most every experience that you've had that was core to McGill's mandate has been enhanced and shaped by those who have gone before you. And I speak particularly about those graduates who supported the university financially and with their time. But for some unknown reason, we're quite adept at resisting any kind of sectarian affinity for the institution where we got our reputation. Education, I should say. Surely it is about time for Canadians to stop just liking their universities and to start loving them. Graduation is not just a rite of passage, but rather an inauguration into a very special community. Today, I ask you to start loving your university, or perhaps I should say to keep loving McGill. And whether you find yourself in Paris, Toronto, or London, Hong Kong, Vancouver, Boston, or here in Montreal, remember that your ongoing attachment to McGill is what will ensure that our university maintains its enviable reputation as one of the leading institutions of higher learning in the world. Votre attachement continu fera en sorte que notre université maintienne sa réputation enviable en tant que l'un des principaux établissements d'enseignement supérieur au monde. But it's not just a one-way street. McGill can and will continue to be of assistance to you in your career development. In each of the cities I've mentioned, and in many others, there is a branch of the McGill Alumni Association, and I urge you to take advantage of your degree and to get involved. Perhaps it's an experienced and thoughtful mentor that you are seeking, or exposure to leading local experts in your chosen field, or maybe just to get together with fellow alums to swap stories about your days on campus. But whatever it may be, you'll gain access to a worldwide network, all of whose members share one thing in common: the unique McGill experience. To each of you here this morning, and you who will shortly formally take your place among the more than 300,000 McGill graduates around the world, living in more than 185 countries, my sincere congratulations on your achievement, and I wish you every success as you embark on the next exciting phase of your lives. Merci et bonne chance. It's now my pleasure to invite Professor Angela Campbell, co-acting Provost and Vice Principal Academic of McGill University, to address the audience. Professor Campbell.
Good morning. Bienvenue à tous et à tous nos finissants de 2022 et félicitations. You did it. Congratulations to the class of 2022. And a warm welcome to you, your family, your friends, as well as to all of our esteemed guests who have joined us here today in this celebration. Quel plaisir d'avoir l'occasion de pouvoir célébrer ensemble, en personne, tous vos accomplissements. While Convocation is indeed a joyous time, we recognize that for some of us here, this occasion brings mixed emotions, given episodes of unrest unfolding around the world. As each of you reflect on your circumstances and on the path that brought you here, take a moment to appreciate this milestone. Be proud of yourselves for your hard work and your resilience. Relish in the excitement and even in those nervous feelings you may have that come with a future full of possibilities. And recognize the many people who have helped you get here, many of whom are here today. Your family and friends who supported you in your studies, your professors, librarians, and university staff. Graduates, let's give all of those supporters a big round of applause. As McGill's newest graduates, you'll soon claim your own special place in our university's history. It's a history that spans 200 years and counting. And as we've seen over our bicentennial celebrations and here at today's Convocation, it is a history distinguished by greatness found in our students, professors, staff, and of course our alumni. It's also a history defined by change. McGill is a university that continues to evolve. But amid all of this change, there is one constant, and that is our commitment to the rigorous pursuit of innovation, ideas, and inquiry that is unbounded by orthodox perspectives or received wisdom. Supporting this commitment are our university's explicit values. They are academic freedom, integrity, responsibility, equity, and inclusiveness, each contributing to the richness of the McGill experience. So at this juncture, as we set out to shape McGill's third century together, these principles continue to drive our ambition and our efforts. They also guide us in advancing our understanding of McGill's history. With the beginning of McGill's third century, we should celebrate the moments of pride that mark our history, be circumspect about moments where we could have done better as an institution, and perhaps most importantly, find new inspiration for excellence in those lesser-known stories that deserve greater attention. The life and achievements of Dr. Charles R. Drew, the father of blood banking, is one such story that I would like to share with you. Dr. Drew was an African American who lived through racial segregation in the United States. Facing limited options for studying medicine at home, he accepted an offer from McGill University where he excelled on many fronts, earning a place in the Alpha Omega Alpha Honor Society and graduating second in his medical school class in 1933. Importantly, it was at McGill that Professor John Beatty sparked Dr. Drew's curiosity about blood transfusions. He followed his interest, which was cultivated at McGill, into his doctoral work, which he conducted at Columbia University. There, he made groundbreaking discoveries about the storage and transportation of blood plasma, which led to the blood banking system as we know it today. Dr. Drew led a distinguished career as a professor and a doctor, overseeing the shipment of blood to injured soldiers in World War II, and later becoming the first African-American examiner for the American Board of Surgery. Although he faced racial adversity in different forms throughout his life, Dr. Drew prevailed, exemplifying intellectual rigor, determination, and integrity. Time and again, he lived by this mantra that I hope will inspire you. Excellence of performance will overcome any artificial barriers created by man. His is a story that we are fortunate to have as part of McGill's history, and one that we have an obligation to honor as both individuals and an institution. So to the class of 2022, today you join Dr. Drew as a community of distinguished alumni of our university. And if I can impart one piece of advice, it is to follow the example of Dr. Drew. Artificial barriers continue to exist in our world, but you have the power to identify and dismantle them. As graduates of one of the world's leading universities, you are uniquely positioned to do just this, and in so doing, to make the world a more just place. So illuminate the stories that are left untold, amplify voices seldom heard, and uncover new knowledge. Whether you do so in your professional or personal life, or maybe both, these are some of the most powerful ways of ensuring that our world continues to advance and that our society can become even more inclusive for all. Graduates, the future is yours to shape. Follow your curiosity wherever it may lead. We cannot wait to hear where your journey takes you next and about all of the successes we know you will meet along the way. Je vous invite à maintenir un lien fort avec votre alma mater, alors qu'ensemble nous commençons à en fasciner le troisième siècle. Félicitations à tous. Congratulations to all.
Thank you, Professor Campbell. We'll now proceed with the award presentations. And I invite Professor Chris Buttle, Associate Provost, Teaching and Academic Programs, to present the inaugural winner of the Morty Yolofsky Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Academic Leadership. And I invite Dr. Sam Benaroya to join the co-acting provost at center stage. Professor Buttle.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chancellor Emeritus. Madame Co-Acting Provost, I have the distinct honor of introducing this year's winner of the inaugural Morty Yolofsky Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Academic Leadership to Dr. Samuel Benaroya. The Morty Yolofsky Lifetime Achievement Award in Excellence in Academic Leadership recognizes sustained excellence over an academic career in leadership and contribution to the McGill community. Named after Professor Morty Yolofsky, who devoted more than 5 decades of service to McGill as an exemplary pedagogue, researcher, and academic leader, this award honors the lifetime achievements and dedication to McGill University of academic staff whose service to our university community has been exemplary and inspiring. Dr. Samuel Benaroya is an unparalleled contributor to the McGill community. His contributions in medical education, leadership, and relations with healthcare partners in Quebec and elsewhere are, in the words of one nominator, matchless. Dr. Benaroya is characterized as a trusted colleague and mentor, a wise and savvy administrator, both gentle in spirit and absolute in integrity. It is impossible to list in any detail the scope and breadth of Dr. Benaroya's impressive and distinguished career to date, but there are some notable highlights. His leadership of the development of the Réseau Universitaire Intégré de Santé proved Dr. Benaroya to be a stellar ambassador of the university, of the faculty, and of McGill's teaching hospitals to our many partners in Quebec. Dr. Benaroya guided the establishment and management of the Rossi Cancer Network in 2013, the result of one of the largest philanthropic gifts to McGill at that point. The result, an innovative and visionary program to improve cancer care across the McGill Hospital Network. The implementation of McGill's French language medical campus, Campus Outaouais, likewise realized through Dr. Benaroya's expert guidance and leadership. That the opening of this campus was successfully completed during the pandemic is in no small measure attributed to Dr. Benaroya's extraordinary capacity to bring people together. Dr. Benaroya's service to McGill University, the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, spans more than 40 years. He is the embodiment of this award. Madame Co-Acting Provost, it is my great pleasure to present to you Dr. Sam Benaroya, the winner of the inaugural Morty Yolofsky Lifetime Achievement Award for Excellence in Academic Leadership.
Thank you, Professor Campbell. Thank you, Professor Buttle. And congratulations, of course, to Dr. Benaroya on this very well-deserved recognition. Don't go far, Professor Buttle, because I'd like to invite you back once again to the podium to present this year's winner of McGill University Medal for Exceptional Academic Achievement. And I invite Dr. Phil Gold to join co-acting provost at center stage. Professor Buttle.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor Emeritus. Madame Co-Acting Provost, I have the distinct honor of introducing this year's winner of the McGill University Medal for Exceptional Academic Achievement, Professor Phil Gold from the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences. The McGill University Medal was established to honor and acknowledge retired members of McGill University's academic staff who are uniquely deserving in light of their exceptional contributions to their discipline, to the university, and to society at large. Over the course of his more than 60-year career at McGill, from his time as an undergraduate until his retirement last year, Professor Phil Gold distinguished himself as an extraordinary teacher, researcher, mentor, and leader. McGill has a long storied history of medical research breakthroughs, so it is no small praise to say that Dr. Gold's discovery of the carcinoembryonic antigen CEA protein, a reliable indication of the presence of cancer, ranks among the greatest. The resulting CEA blood test was not only the first cancer blood test sanctioned by the United States Food and Drug Administration, it remains the world's most frequently used test for the diagnosis and management of cancer. The discovery of CEA not only revolutionized cancer care globally, it launched a new chapter in cancer research and clinical care at McGill. En 1978, Dr. Gold est devenu le premier directeur du Centre de cancérologie de McGill, ce qui était à l'époque un petit centre de recherche n'a jamais cessé d'évoluer et est aujourd'hui devenu un institut universitaire de renommée mondiale, l'Institut de Cancer Rosalind et Maurice Goodman. Dr. Gold would have rightfully earned his place in the Canadian Medical Hall of Fame, into which he was inducted in 2010 for his work on CEA alone, but it is far from the only area in which he has excelled. As a teacher and mentor, he inspired, guided, and supported generations of scholars, physician scientists, and discovery researchers, making sure every individual had the tools necessary to reach their goals. During his decades as a physician at the Montreal General Hospital, he treated patients with the same respect and attention, from his early days as a junior assistant to his tenure as physician-in-chief. For all these achievements and many more, Dr. Gold has been honored with countless Canadian and international awards, including the EWR Stacy Memorial Award, the Gardner Foundation Annual International Award, the Isaac Walton Killam Award in Medicine for the Canadian Council, the National Cancer Institute of Canada R.M. Taylor Medal Award, Germany's Johann Georg Zimmermann Prize for Cancer Research, the Wilder Penfield Prix de Quebec 2013, and the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal, and appointed as a Grand Officer of l'Ordre National de Quebec. Known for always meeting a grimace with a smile, Dr. Gold built a reputation for kindness, caring, generosity, and humility, and for approaching every situation with 4 simple yet sincere words: how can I help? Madame Co-Acting Provost, it is with great pleasure that I present to you Dr. Phil Gold, winner of McGill University's Medal for Exceptional Academic Achievement.
Thank you, Professor Buttle, and heartfelt congratulations to Dr. Phil Gold on being this year's recipient of the McGill Medal. We'll now proceed with the honorary degree presentation. McGill is honored today to celebrate the achievements of one of its own, Mr. Alan Emtage. And I'd ask Professor Bruce Lennox, Dean of the Faculty of Science, to present our distinguished alumnus so that he may have conferred upon him the highest recognition that it is within the power of this university to grant. And I'd ask Mr. Emtage to join me at center stage for the presentation of the honorary degree. Dean Lennox.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor Emeritus. It's my immense pleasure to present to you Mr. Alan Emtage. Alan Emtage came to McGill in 1983 from his native Barbados as an undergraduate scholarship student. When he left the university 8 years later, he had earned 2 degrees and had at the same time established himself as one of the pioneers of the internet. While completing his McGill MSc, Mr. Emtage worked part-time as a systems administrator for the School of Computer Science. Although the internet was still in its infancy, there were already millions of files hosted on servers around the world. The problem he and others faced was that there was no simple way to quickly explore this ever-growing wealth of information. Mr. Emtage came up with the idea in 1989 to index the internet and created a program he called Archie. Archie is recognized as the world's very first search engine. With Archie, what once took hours and hours of manual searching could now be achieved in seconds. After completion of his MSc, Mr. Emtage and his colleague Peter Deutsch co-founded the company Bunny Yip Information Systems Incorporated. This was the first company in the world dedicated to information service on the internet. He went on to play a leading role in the evolution of web technologies. For example, he was a founding member of the Internet Society, a nonprofit organization aimed at the development of the internet as a global technical infrastructure. He chaired several working groups in the Internet Engineering Task Force, including co-chairing the Uniform Resource Identifier Working Group, which created the standard that's very familiar to all of you, the Uniform Resource Locators, or more commonly known as URLs. This is the standard by which websites are accessed to this very day. His leadership in the field led to his serving, for example, on advisory panels for prominent organizations, including the U.S. National Science Foundation and the U.S. Library of Congress. Mr. Emtage has also proven himself a visionary when it comes to realizing the internet's potential to advance social good. In the 1990s, his web development company, Mediopolis, worked for a range of clients, from startups to multinational corporations. While doing so, Mediopolis dedicated significant resources, free of charge, to most of the major LGBT organizations in the US so that they could create and maintain an internet presence. In 2017, Mr. Emtage became the first person from the Caribbean to be inducted into the Internet Hall of Fame. This prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes his groundbreaking contributions to the internet, as well as his dedication to the spirit of altruism and collaboration. During his acceptance speech, he talked about his decision to not patent the technology behind Archie. He said that to patent the technology would have restricted the ability of people to both use what he and his colleagues had learned and their ability to expand upon this technology. Unsurprisingly, he's frequently asked the question, why are you not a billionaire? Or, as I've read, a bazillionaire? After all, the search engine business is $1 trillion business per year these days. In fact, he's very much on record as saying that he is quite happy to not be a billionaire. In this regard, he has said, and I wish to quote, "The internet as we know it today wouldn't exist were it not for the fact that a lot of organizations and individuals who worked on it back then freely allowed the fruit of their work to be distributed for free." Mr. Chancellor Emeritus, I present to you Alan Emtage so that you may confer upon him the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Thank you, Dr. Lennox, and congratulations to you, Dr. Emtage. It's now my pleasure to ask our newest McGill graduate, who's just been awarded his 3rd degree from our university, to address Convocation. Dr. Emtage.
Good morning, everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. That's about as much French I'm going to speak because it's been 25 years since I've lived in Montreal, and I'm not going to torture you guys with that stuff. So, Chancellor Emeritus Meenan, Co-Acting Provost Campbell, Mr. Panda, Chair Emeritus of the Board, proud families and guests, and those of you who are watching live around the world, including my parents in Barbados. Hey, Mom and Dad. And most of all, members of the graduating class of 2022. I know that later today there will be celebrations, parties, and perhaps, just perhaps, a few drinks for many of you. So I make a solemn pledge to you right now, and here, this speech is going to be short, very short, and then we can get on to the important stuff, and then the fun stuff. So I stand before you here, a proud McGill graduate, an experience as Chancellor Emeritus just said, I enjoyed so much that I not only did it once, but twice, and now 3 times. Actually, on a personal note, I am very familiar about standing on the stage, as I have done dozens of times, although most people here don't know that. I was a performer a singer in the Montreal Symphony Chorus for many years, under the direction of the late, great Ewan Edwards, so many of you will know. And before that, in the McGill Choral Society under Mary Jane Puyu. I am deeply honored to be invited here today to receive this honorary degree. I suppose it is a testament to the fact that a young, gay geek of color, now remember, geek is a nerd with social skills, okay? That's the decision. From a small Caribbean island, can affect the world in meaningful ways, and I'm truly humbled by this recognition from my alma mater. At this point, traditionally, you're supposed to have an old person like me, born decades before you, draw deeply upon their life experiences and impart with great seriousness and big words, spouting great pearls of wisdom that will help henceforth carry you through life. Sadly, I am here to tell you that is exactly what I'm about to do. Having said that, to be honest, I don't remember much about my own ceremony those many years ago, but perhaps, just perhaps, some of what I say will stick. Please contact me in 4 decades to tell me. So in the few minutes of this speech, let me give you 5 principles that have served me well and I hope will help you in the coming years. Number 1, talk to the old people. Take what opportunities you have to talk to your parents and your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, and their friends. Ask them about their lives, how they met, about their jobs, their pastimes and hobbies, trips they have taken, people they have met. Get the old photographs out, you know, the ones that are not on your phone, and have them identify the people in them. Because when there's nobody around to tell you who those people are, those photographs just become photographs of strangers. I know most of you won't believe me right now, but there will be a point in your life when these things will be of real value to you. Number 2, I've told this story many times, but the internet's first search engine started out as a personal project to help me do my job, which I did when I was studying for my master's degree. It wasn't some grand attempt to create new technology or a multi-billion-dollar industry and put much of humanity's knowledge on demand at your fingertip. In fact, I had been using it for about a year before anybody outside the group of the School of Computer Science even knew about it. You see, back then, Chancellor Emeritus, I had a more modern version of the dinosaur that you took. Those computers that we used were very expensive. And at the time, this is right at the beginning of the internet, there was no tradition of allowing distant strangers to use those valuable resources over this new thing called the internet. That's something that we just take for granted today. At this point, I would ask all members of the McGill administration currently present to turn their attention elsewhere. Because when we released Archie to the public in 1990, we may have forgotten to tell our superiors what we were doing. It was a busy time, you understand. We had lots of laundry to do and furniture to dust, and it just slipped our minds for about 6 months. Anyway, at one point, our director of the School of Computer Science was at a conference and was congratulated and praised by a colleague on this wonderful and free tool that McGill had donated to the internet community. Now, our director, who was the consummate diplomat, he graciously accepted the praise and said McGill was delighted to offer the service. However, when he got back to the office, we were called up to his office, and I will paraphrase it here. What the heck is going on? By that time, Archie was being used by thousands of people a day, and it reflected well on McGill's generosity, so we were allowed to continue. So the first lesson here is it's easier to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. But the second and the more important one is that you never know where your adventures will take you. I never consciously set out to create the world's first internet search engine, but that's what happened. Number 3, most of us know the Latin expression carpe diem, seize the day, or as my group of friends likes to mistranslate it, seize the carp. While it's deeply cliche and it's easy to say, it's much more difficult to put into practice. But I am here to tell you to try to put it into practice the best you can. Try to do the things that you want to do in life when you can. And when you say, and when I say that, it doesn't mean it has to be an around-the-world cruise or a fancy new car or a house. It can be simple as taking a friend to an old favorite place that you've always wanted to show them. Going to a park you've been curious about. Seeing a movie or reading a book that you've always wanted to. Eating at a new restaurant that's piqued your interest. Telling someone you love them but were hesitant for whatever reason. So the next time you find yourself saying, I've always wanted to, or I've been meaning to, or why haven't we? Stop and think, why haven't I done this? What's stopping me from doing it? Can I do it? Because your life can turn upside down in a split second. It really, really can. If you haven't experienced that yourself, I'm sure you've seen it happen to others. The other side of that coin isn't so much a life-altering event as the opposite, being stuck in a rut, in a bad job, in a bad relationship, living in a place you don't like. Yes, we all have responsibilities to a job, to partners, to parents, to friends, to children, and all of those things have to be taken into consideration. And no, we don't always have the resources to do what truly we would like to do, but we can nibble away at the small things, bit by bit. Try to integrate this way of thinking into your daily life. Practice it like you would any other skill. Trust me, these are the things that you will remember and appreciate in your life. Number 4, my first year at university, I lived at residence at Molson Hall at the top of University Street. And that January, we had a big ice storm. Now, my room faced the mountain, and all day long you could hear the crack and echo of branches from the trees as the ice built up and then broke them off, hitting the frozen snow below with a great booming noise. So everything had an inch of ice coating it, and I thought it was beautiful. Beautiful but dangerous. We all know people like that too, don't we? After the rain had stopped falling, I went out exploring with this guy, Mark, who I just met. He was from upstate New York and claimed to be an old hand in getting around on the ice. And while I had lived in places with snow before, this was my first ice storm. And let's just say that Barbados is often a difficult place to go ice skating. So out we went. I was making those little shuffling baby steps across the ice, which was as slick as glass, and following him while he was pretty much walking naturally, and I was pretty impressed. Then we got to the top of University Street, and just as it gets steep, he started to slide. I stopped and watched as he started gaining speed down the hill. And as he slid, he grabbed hold of a mailbox that was on the sidewalk. Of course, he didn't realize in Montreal the mailboxes aren't attached to the ground, since they have to be moved to clear the snow, and in fact, they have little skis on them. So the mailbox and him now start going down the hill, pretty fast, gaining speed. Needless to say, there was a disaster ahead, and he was shouting all the while, still holding on to the mailbox, which he didn't let go until about 10 meters from where University crosses Pine. The ground flattens out there a bit, and both he and the mailbox came to a halt before crossing that busy intersection. It was a very exciting start to our little walk. So what are the possible life lessons we can draw from this little story? Well, the cynics amongst you might say that University is top and everything is downhill from there. That is not the lesson that I'm trying to pass on here. For me, there are two positive ones. Firstly, you should try to avoid holding on to the unstable things in life. They can easily take you downhill. Secondly, and as importantly, learn when to let go. That guy Mark and I, the Mark that I had just met, is a close friend to this day. Which leads me to my final and most important point. Number 3. Throughout your time here, through all the challenges you have faced over the past several years, it is my hope that you have made good friends here at McGill. In my experience, those friendships, with the right care and attention, will last you for decades to come. In the course of that life, you and the friendships will be tested. You will share both joys and sadness, fun times and painful ones. In fact, the two people sitting on either side of me in my first day of classes, Francois and Patricia, are close friends to this day, sitting in the audience, here with my other guests, most of whom, with a couple of important exceptions, I met at my years here at this university. If there's one thing I ask you to remember about this short speech, is to value and nurture your friendships. Never take them for granted. Romantic relationships will come, and yes, they will go. Many of you will have long-term relationships and children, and the demands on your time will grow. But always make time for your close friends. Try to make time for the events in their lives, the weddings, the birthdays, and sadly, yes, sometimes the funerals. Let them be your anchors in life and your companions on your journey. That's it. Those are the 5 great pearls of wisdom that I have for you today. I greatly thank the university for extending me this honor and the recognition that comes with it. In a few minutes, you will formally graduate, closing that door and opening a new one, full of opportunities and possibilities. A good university education will, by definition, be difficult at times, but good Lord, it's not supposed to be as difficult as what you all have experienced in the past few years. But by being here today, you have proven that you've risen to the challenges and gotten through them. Please take a moment to reflect on your accomplishments and your successes. And I'm going to go off script a little bit here, and I'm going to ask you to give yourselves a big round of applause. You are here, you made it. I enthusiastically congratulate you, the McGill graduates of 2022. Open that door and go through it with optimism and hope and purpose. Seize the carp. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Emtage, for what I think was the most insightful, humorous, and speaking for myself, and I think for many of you, an unforgettable convocation speech. There'll be a test later. Now we're going to proceed with the conferral of academic degrees. And once again, I will call upon Professor Buttle to begin the formal proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor Emeritus. Fall convocation ceremonies at McGill bring together graduates from many faculties to celebrate as one. This morning, I'm very pleased to invite students graduating from the School of Continuing Studies, the Faculty of Dental Medicine and Oral Health Sciences, the Faculty of Engineering, and the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, and the Faculty of Science, to the conferral of degrees, diplomas, or certificates. Convocation is a truly joyous event in the cycle of university's life, particularly at McGill, where we have such talented and accomplished students. Each student crossing the stage this morning will be greeted by the Chancellor Emeritus, the co-acting Provost, or the Chair Emeritus of the Board of Governors. Students receiving their first degree shall remove their mortarboard or hat, and at center stage they will be symbolically capped, signaling ceremonial the conferral of degrees. Students who have already earned a university degree keep their mortarboard on and will be congratulated by a tap on the shoulder. So students, you will have either a tap on the head or a tap on the shoulder. The parchment or degree itself is given to students after they have had a photo taken and leave the stage. You will see some students wearing red or white scarves. All self-identifying Indigenous students, First Nations, Inuit, and Métis, are entitled to wear graduation scarves at convocation in the community and at all and any future McGill events that they attend. This year, we are very proud to welcome 113 new Indigenous graduates to the community of McGill alumni. En vertu des pouvoirs qui me sont conférés par le Sénat de McGill, je déclare que les candidats dont les noms figurent sur la liste officielle de diplômes et de l'université, qu'ils soient présents ou absents, ont satisfait aux exigences de leur grade, diplôme ou certificat respectif. By the virtue of the powers conferred upon me by McGill Senate, I declare that the candidates whose name appear on the university's official list of graduates, whether they be present or absent, have satisfied the requirements for their respective degrees, diplomas, or certificates. By tradition at McGill, we will begin with students receiving graduate degrees, following by students obtaining undergraduate degrees. I now invite Professor Emerita Alanush Soroyan to present the graduates and the deans of the faculties to congratulate all the graduating students. Congratulations, class of 2022. Félicitations.
For the certificate and diplomas in the School of Continuing Studies, for the graduate diploma in legal translation, Christopher Cyr. For the graduate certificate in health services management, Hélène Bacha. Rosaline Bautista. Melanie Bazin. Stamoulis Konidaris. Noel Dowell. Lise Gagnon. Cordelia McNeil. Annabelle Nam. Giuseppe Pazienza. Muriel Sabag. For the Diploma in Accounting, Danny Durezi, Dean's Honor List. Odette Mikael. Wasima Nukari. Chi Dan. Diego Ubago Costa. For the Diploma in Applied Marketing, Ensa Elena Arcobelli. Ekta Bagaria. Eloise Chauvière. Fanny Danton. Ryan El Rashidi. Vera Ganicheva. Daniela Garcia Ordonez. Rasha Haddad. Naya Hilal. Ma'mun Jamai. Lorena Geoffroy Valla. El Mustafa Khabaz. Linda Raftlova. Maheri Rallinson. Eliana Stratika Mihail, Dean's Honor List. Anushe Tehrani Muayyed. Melissa Hartley. For the Diploma in Human Resources Management, Cassia Maria Jardim Cota de Souza de Almeida. Qanwa Nume. For the Diploma in Integrated Aviation Management, Li Nan. Shu Min. For the Diploma in Management in General Management, Ruth Perez Gonzalez. For the Diploma in Management in International Business, Olowaseye Olowoya. For the Diploma in Professional Practice in Finance, Jose Bonilla Cruz. For the Diploma in Public Administration and Governance, Sarwat Dalal Bashi. Levon Isakhanian. Maha Othman. For the Diploma in Public Relations and Communications Management, Jessica Aldos. Amanda Georgina Asomani Nyarko. Andrea Caputo, Gabriel Dumont, Mathilde Duval, Yasmine Elmir, Cassandra Moschella, Sabrina Pandolfo, Veronica Sachdeva, Oriane Silve, for the Certificate in Applied Cybersecurity, Abdullah Abdelnabi, Elizabeth Adewoye, Richard Bourassa, Ezekiel Chokwujindu, Dean's Honor List, Osango Dimoke, Adebayo Fabiyi, Hao Hong Tao, Fadi Jamaluddin, David McMillan, Joseph Mubarak, Dean's Honor List, Bamidele Orediji, Certificate in Applied Cybersecurity, Christian Orfali, Darling Remare, Douara Salaime, Paul Samsoon, Abdus Shukur, Antonio Vargas Rodriguez, Chi Yao, for the Certificate in Computers and Information Technology, Nikolai Bang, Morgan Betzinger, Dean's Honor List, Malak Dawi, Denise Dali, Mohammed Diab, John Fazio, Joy Manusco, Martin Noble Suda, Francis Sauvé, Nadege Katande, Dean's Honor List. For the Certificate in Applied Marketing, Sally Al-Khatib. Lana Al-Khouri. Alexandra Di Campo. Miriam El Khair. Pramila Gobala Krishnan. Rita Hanoun. Stephanie Katsoulis. Irene Kondakar. Erica Martin. Francesca Muia. Lian Wong. Anthony Zainuddin. For the Certificate in Entrepreneurship, Ahmad Darwish. For the Certificate in Human Resources Management, Lamis Al-Jundi. Micheline Dahdal. Nazli Moradi Desfuli. Kevin McHugh for the Certificate in Management, Kevin McHugh. For the Certificate in Public Administration and Governance, Margarita Sanchez Palacio. For the Certificate in Public Relations and Communications Management, Mireille Bonhomme. Amanda D'Andrea, Dean's Honor List. Karina Moraes. Kaylee Patterson. Paricher Peivandi. Gabriela Vasquez de Gracia. For the Certificate in Translation English to French, Marie-Rose Audou. Julie Sigwart, Dean's Honor List. For the Certificate of Proficiency English for Professional Communication, Lourdes Al-Khalil. Safwan Amer. Yamil Bernal Sereno. Sondos Choina. Mustafa Halwani. Aleida Hernandez Gonzalez. Asma Hewala. Dylan Kiki. Damian Lopez. Yusuf Mandri, Dean's Honor List. Danilo Pavon Zias. For the Certificate of Proficiency in English Language and Culture, Lionel Peterson Ngolo Iloki. For the Certificate of Proficiency in Bilingual Professional Communication, Wendy Bell Marquez. For the degrees in the Faculty of Dental and Oral Health Sciences, for the degree of Master of Science in Dental Sciences, Hoda Abdullah. Akanksha Kambala. Radhika Chibar. Ishad Gandhi. Hamed Qanati. Gianluca Guglietti. Mahak Khana. Manavpreet Singh Saini. Lovely Yasmin. Azin Zare. Maha Zidan. For the degrees in the Faculty of Engineering, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemical Engineering, Zahra Abdali. Aghil Al-Rep. Ahmad Derki. Adam McElligott. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Civil Engineering, Chung Jang Hong. Ahmed Ibrahim. Rana Sahib Jam. Oluwafemi Thomas. Justina Bokter. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Electrical Engineering, Nima Akbarzadeh. Marc-Antoine Baudouin. Soumya Pal. Farima Ramazan Pursafai. Mohsen Rezai. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, Shrutakirti Malikarjun Vagishwari. Sepide Mohammadi. Amir Muhammad Rahimzadeh. Sara Tahiri. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mining and Materials Engineering, Yuan Shi Shiwi Yuan. Leila Amiri. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mining Engineering, Ryan Wilson. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Aerospace Engineering, Achebe Parker. Basil Wehba. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Chemical Engineering, Guo Jiaoshun. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Civil Engineering, Etienne Quentin Belmar. Alex Cabre. Marisa Kephart. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Electrical Engineering, Adam Helmy. Stanley Lee. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Materials Engineering, Jeff Opoku. Zheng Xu. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering, Sun Si Yuan. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Mining Engineering, Ika Rahayu. For the degree of Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, Shin Dong Jin. Jessica Wu. For the degree of Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, Younes Boubeker. François Dubé. Muhammad Reda Al-Khili. Nitila Saravanan Kupan. Haijin Lee. Liang Wenqi. Duc Chuang Nguyen. Himal Parimu. Prabhishimran Singh. Manoj Krishna Venkatesan. For the degree of Master of Science in Materials Engineering, Daniel Gonzalez Morales. Lei Kerui. Wu Lin. For the degree of Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Andrew Bai. Jackson MP. Noah Ferrarotto. Joshua Ilse. Daniel Lissus. Lucas Marron. Jad Wehbe. For the degree of Master of Science in Mining Engineering, Benita Shadir. For the degree of Master of Urban Planning, Aisha Salatin Ahmed. Connor Cordingley. Emma Esvan. Adrienne Gignac Eddy. Daniela Rodriguez Martinez. Asim Said Mohammed. Sayana Sharif. Alex Top. Julian Villafuerte Diaz. Jenny Tingyang Yang. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Chemical Engineering, Opubo Kuki Gam. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Civil Engineering, Mathieu Perret. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical Engineering Program, Parker Brown. Gwyneth Labitoria, distinction. Andy Lee, distinction. Omar Marc Nouaid, distinction. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Materials Engineering Co-op Program, Luc Bourbonnet. Thomas Lee. Anna Welburn. For the degree of Bachelor of Engineering in Mechanical Engineering Program, Mahin Al-Rahman. For the degrees in the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biostatistics, Bianze Yu. Daniel Rodriguez Duque. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Communication Sciences and Disorders, Ruan Yu Fang. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Epidemiology, Walid Al-Sunaydar. Gayatri Marat. Julie Rouet. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Experimental Medicine, Mira Aburjaili. Jennifer Ganchev. Ahmad Mahmoud. Dana Setki. Brandon Shokopoulos. Zhang Rui. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Experimental Surgery, Don Daniel Okai. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Human Genetics, Nuan Hetig. Brian Krug. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Pathology, Noof Alufi. Sabrina Rich. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychiatry, Nevicia Case. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Rehabilitation Science, Marie-Ève Bolduc. Patrick Ippersil. Dina Gade. Kevin Lee. Paul Yu. For the degree of Master of Engineering in Biological and Biomedical Engineering, Halima Khan. Karina Martinez Villegas. Adam Melnick. Matthew Rothpan. Prajal Seth. Isaac Testa Hassan. Sripad Gupta Yediri. For the degree of Master of Science in Epidemiology, Melia Alcantara. Francesca Del Giorgio. Cindy Long Su. Esli Osman Liu. For the degree of Master of Science in Experimental Medicine, Faiza Ahmad. Noela Azalde Garcia. Craig Bryan. Amanda Sentorame. Jacqueline Chabot. Trista Chen. Jason Cavone. Milham Haj Hassan. Leila Hariri Sanati. Ryan Huang. Jennifer Huxham. Ann Kim. Esther Lee. Liao Hao Yu. Kate Lindsay. Crystal Namuranye. Jonathan Alejandro O'Connell Miranda. Charlotte Wime. Matthew Slaychak. Julian Smith Wuduris. Yu Xiao Ting. Jessica Yu. For the degree of Master of Science in Experimental Surgery, Lana Al-Ghabra. Zoe Atseidis. Anne-Sophie Besner, Sabina Ferik, Junko Tukuno, Aidan Watt, Jeremy Zweig. For the degree of Master of Science in Family Medicine, Ricky Fortier, Mahia Khaki, Amanda Brown, for the degree of Master of Science in Human Genetics, Harry Chunman Chung, Danesh Patel, for the degree of Master of Science in Medical Radiation Physics, Marco Di Francesco, Tai Yi Man, for the degree of Master of Science in Psychiatry, Jennifer Cohen, for the degree of Master of Science in Public Health, Gabrielle Heenan, Catherine Romanchuk, for the degree of Master of Science in Rehabilitation Science, Fauzia Chaudhry, Mateos Di Pavia Acevedo, Kautar Akhras, Malek Dawi, Gabrielle Garel, for the degree of Master of Science applied in Communication Sciences and Disorders, Sophia Badri, Matt Bonshore, Shikara Fahie, Brittany Frager, Olivia Frankel, Sydney Guben, Elise Hermans, Christina He, Stephen Keefe, Tori Lackman, Nida Latif, Tehia Lemaire, Emily Liu, Bianca Mercadante, Ariana Napoleon Patenod, Caterina Pisegna, Sarah Reed, Gustave Richard, Olivia Rotondo, Emma Russell, Kristen Stadel, Jessie Tandy, Melissa Truman, Chloé Van Doorn, Micaela Vivar, Taylor Woodfine, for the degree of Master of Science in Applied Nursing, Tamara Hansen, for the Graduate Diploma in Clinical Research, Basil Abdul Karim, for the Graduate Diploma in Oncology, Rejan de Oliveira Franco, for the degrees in the Faculty of Science, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biochemistry, Alexandra Lewis, Amr Omar, Shiv Shankari Rajkumar, Xia Hui, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Biology, Xiao Yang, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, Ryan Barrett, Chun Xin Ying, Blaine Fiss, Brenda Guzman Juarez, Huang Kaiyan, Li Yuan Jiao, Daniel Saliba, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science, Mona El Saudawi, Alexander Krolik, Clara Lacroce, Miles Lee, Prabjot Sandhu, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Geography, Christopher Earle, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Mathematics and Statistics, Broderick Cosley, Tyrell Stokes, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Neuroscience, Clément Bourguignon, Abdelhalim Al-Sheikh, Ravnur Gil, Alfred Lee, Stéphanie Perrier, Kaya Sander, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, Kahan Lisa Dang, An Koi Trin, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology, Kim Carrière, Marie-Catherine Mignot, Amanda Ravari, Sally Xie, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Quantitative Life Sciences, Lamin Juwara, Sara Zapata Marin. For the degree of Master of Science in Biochemistry, Sandrine Busque. Julie Huyn. For the degree of Master of Science in Biology, Bijan Akbari Gakie. For the degree of Master of Science in Cell Biology, Corey Lau. For the degree of Master of Science in Chemistry, Sebastian Morales. Gabriela Romero Esquivel. Victoria Virgilio. Michael Hoff. Ho Wing Hang. Timothy Ketting. Daniel Levy. Shile Lin. Liu Wei Chi. Abraham Yesgat. For the degree of Master of Science in Earth and Planetary Sciences, Phoebe Nkansa. William Wong. For the degree of Master of Science in Mathematics and Statistics, Jean-Yves Jamen Kepau. Lucy Grossman. Huang Pei Yuan. Olivia Shi. For the degree of Master of Science in Microbiology and Immunology, Jessica Pei. For the degree of Master of Science in Neuroscience, Kiki Bra-Bandar. Nick Shali. Aliona Fezua. Namaste Haris Gauthier. Belal Hawidi. حدیث کلانتر هرمزی. تریشا کوشش. جولیا مکینتاش. نانسی موگیشا. کارینا پالیوتی. Song Rua Fan. Vanessa Valiket. For the degree of Master of Science in Pharmacology, Rita Gloria Hirwe. For the degree of Master of Science in Physics, Simon Bernier. Logan Fairgrieve Park. Jiao Hao. Victoria Machulska. Josephine Spielberg. Sorry. Josephine Spiegelberg. Zhang Zi Qiao. For the degree of Master of Science in Physiology, Nasri Balit. For the degree of Master of Science in Psychology, Florence Méran. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Anatomy and Cell Biology, Mackenzie Curry. Margaret Hiscock. Cassandra Lobet. Emma Rispler, Dean's Honor List. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Biology and Mathematics, Ismail Amin. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Omri Kundagan. Hamza Fevans. Fatia Hasnain, First Class Honors in Computer Science. Atia Islam. Emmanuel Menenson. Tom Sari. Tang Mingjun. Tommy Ju, Distinction and First Class Honors in Computer Science. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and Biology, Saad Benati. Liu Xinshin. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Environment, Camille Bray. Madeline Hutchinson, First Class Honors in Environment. Eluna Touratier. Natalie Zhang. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Computer Science, Mingo Camara. Rahul Kumar, First Class Honors in Mathematics and Computer Science. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Microbiology and Immunology, Eunice Julius Mayo. Ruti Plant. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Neuroscience, Rachel Murphy. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacology, Matthias Thies. Kevin Yuan. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics, Zain Kazmi. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physics and Computer Science, Samson Mercier. Saad Naim. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Physiology, Tai Mavlavla. Aaron Parsons, BSc Global Designation. Teresa Tasillo. Eddie Yang. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Psychology, India Odette, Dean's Honor List. Lilia Holyanska. Sophie Hu, First Class Honors in Psychology. Ehsan Iraki, Dean's Honor List. Zil Solanki. Eluxega Umasutan. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Software Engineering, Fariha Anika. Ian Laffey. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Statistics and Computer Science, Tanya Barat. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Science, Dai Yue Liang. Lian Dar. Niki Hakimi. Chanel Perrault, Dean's Honor List. Elise Mag. Melody Jo.
Thank you, Professor Emeritus Soroyan, for reading all the graduates' names. Now, will the Now, the graduating class, please stand. Je demande à tous les diplômés de se lever. In my capacity as Chancellor Emeritus of McGill University, I declare and confirm that each of you is now entitled to the distinction of the degree, diploma, or certificate that has been conferred upon you, with all the honors, rights, privileges, and responsibilities that are pertinent thereto. À titre de chancelier émérite de l'Université McGill, je déclare et confirme que chacun de vous a maintenant le droit à la distinction de grade, diplôme ou certificat qui vous a été conféré, avec tous les honneurs, droits, privilèges et responsabilités qui y sont rattachés. Félicitations, congratulations. The Secretary General, Ms. Edita Rogovska, will now make a few closing remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Dear graduates, in closing, I'd like to leave you with a few words from the late Professor Stanley Frost, a McGill historian who in his work on the history of McGill says the following: "Traditions are hard to come by, but once established, they are remarkably enduring. The university has been fortunate that the tradition has been early established, that McGill is not merely an institution, but a community in which bonds of affection are strongly woven, so that a sense of belonging to McGill need not end with graduation, but can be a lifelong experience." Donc j'espère que les liens d'amitié que vous avez tissés à McGill seront avec vous longtemps et feront partie de tout ce que vous allez faire, tant au niveau professionnel que personnel, que ce soit ici à Montréal, au Québec ou ailleurs dans le monde. En vous souhaitant le meilleur des succès, je vous dis bonne chance et bonne continuation. Félicitations encore une fois.
To conclude this ceremony, please stand and join Professor Matthew Trevino in the singing of our national anthem. Pour conclure la cérémonie, veuillez vous lever et afin d'étonner en compagnie de professeur Matthew Trevino, l'hymne national du Canada.